Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. I'm Anton, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Super Mario 3D All-Stars Collection for the Nintendo Switch, which is being released to celebrate Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary. So, is this legendary trilogy of games worth it? Well, let's find out. The Super Mario Bros. Franchise has finally turned 35, and what better way to celebrate it than allow us to play our favorite past Mario games. This collection includes Super Mario 64, originally released on the Nintendo 64, Super Mario Sunshine, originally released on the GameCube, and Super Mario Galaxy, originally released on the Wii. So let's take a look at each game, in case you are unfamiliar with any of them. Super Mario 64, which was released in 1996, is the pioneer when it comes to 3D platformers. It transitions 2D gracefully into 3D. At the time, this game was extremely impressive, and since then, it has been an absolute classic in gaming in general. The game has also picked up a huge community, with brand new ROM hacks, mods, challenges, and even new historical finds. And no, Super Mario 64 is not personalized, I think. In the game, you are tasked with saving Princess Peach and defeating Bowser. Same old Mario scenario. You then need to explore the castle grounds and find as many stars as you can, and jump into paintings and unlock doors to progress. Unlike traditional Mario, where you need to reach a flagpole at the end of the level, this game brings you into open world areas that you then need to explore. There are many different scenarios for each level. Some will require you to defeat a boss, collect old red coins, or platform to reach the star. You do not use mushrooms to grow, instead you have a life meter which makes the game more forgiving. Every time you get a star, you are then pulled out of the level, where you have to enter the stage again to pick a different task or goal. There are many different stars to collect for each level, so there's quite a lot of content in each. Along the way, you will uncover more secrets within the castle, as well as use new power-ups. The game even encourages you to return to past levels to get more stars using your new abilities. In terms of enhancements in this version, while the textures for all the enemies, GUI, and characters have all been redone, the level textures are also upscaled and look much better too, without looking too jagged. And of course, they keep the original look very well. Sadly, this game is in 4:3 like the original. The game is also 30 frames per second, which is not the greatest, but also that could be due to time constraints as well. If you're into speedrunning, however, this game is probably not the best version for you, and the version of the game is the updated Shinju version, which removes a lot of glitches and bugs and a few minor changes here and there, including one iconic meme. But this version is more stable than the original and now has been translated into English for the first time, as the original was a Japanese only release. Overall, a classic game, and the one that I would start with when going into this collection. And now this version is pretty much the definitive official version of the game, as it is updated and runs really smoothly. Next, we have Super Mario Sunshine, which was released in 2002 for the Nintendo GameCube. This game is the lesser known in this collection, due to it being released on the GameCube, pretty small install base of around 20 million. And due to it never being released on any other platform, it is pretty much a sought after GameCube title. So a lot of Mario and Nintendo fans will get to experience this game for the first time. The plot of the game is that Mario, Peach, and Toadsworth go on a vacation to Isle Delfino, a tropical island. They then land, and then Mario discovers an eclipse flood. More on flood in a little bit. The Pianta villagers then frame Mario as a criminal who's making all the mess, and then they lock him up behind bars. Yeah, this game definitely has an unusual start to a Mario game. The Piantas then let Mario go. However, in return, Mario is tasked with cleaning up all the mess that his criminal doppelganger has made. You then try to collect all the shine sprites to give power back to the island, as well as clean up all the goop. The brand new mechanic in this game is Flood, one of Professor Egan's inventions. Apart from communicating for some reason, Flood can allow Mario to hover in the air and spray enemies. You can then toggle between both options with the press of a button. This game has much more detailed environments than Super Mario 64, and this game has a more immersive connected world that feels just like a real location. In every level, you can see distant levels and areas in the background, which looks really fascinating. But overall, the structure is really similar to Super Mario 64, with different goals for each level and multiple shine sprites to collect. There are even secret special areas that remove Flood entirely, allowing you to make do without him. This is incredibly weird, especially since FLUDD is pretty much the main mechanic that you have the entire time, so when you remove him, it feels strange, but it is a really cool way to mix up the experience. FLUDD also has some other power-up abilities as well, which allow him to do some really cool stuff. Just remember to refill FLUDD, because once the device runs out of water, then it cannot be used. This game is also quite challenging, and will need some practice, as there are quite a few tedious levels here and there. But what enhancements are there in this new version? Well, the biggest improvements are that there's now a higher resolution and a 16:9 aspect ratio. This makes the game look so much more modern, and with the brand new high resolution and textures, and even an upscaled beginning cutscene, this game looks really stunning. The controls feel fine. Even though there aren't any analog triggers, the game uses the ZR button to use FLUDD while moving, and then pressing Z to stop while using FLUDD. You can also click the right analog stick to move in first person mode as well. And I have to say, this game feels really nice, but it does take a while to get used to, especially if you're used to the original controls of the game. And in handheld mode, the game runs really well also. I would say that this is a true remaster, and is probably the definitive way now to play the game. Probably this is going to be one challenge for me, as I've never really beaten this game before, and I would like to for the first time. And lastly but not least, we have Super Mario Galaxy, which was released in 2006 for the Nintendo Wii. This game was made to show off the capabilities of the Wii, by implementing motion controls and the Wii pointer directly into the game. This game departed quite a bit from the previous 3D Marios by taking a more linear approach to level design. It's not as linear as say 3D Land, but it does feel quite similar in many ways. The plot is that during a star festival in the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser takes Princess Peach's castle and then steals all of the power stars to make a brand new galaxy. After attempting to stop Bowser's plan, Mario ends up on a mysterious planet. He then meets Rosalina, the caretaker of the Lumas, and then one specific Luma takes along with Mario and gives him a spinning ability. Your goal is then to collect stars just like Super Mario 64, to unlock parts of the Comet Observatory to reach different levels. Then you can enter levels and start your journey. Each level has a few missions to complete for stars. That means that the missions are much longer and way more diverse. So sometimes the level may just change completely when you select a different star, unlike Super Mario 64 where the level might not change very much. And the level design is way more unique in this game, as the main concept of play here is the gravitational pull. You will be launching from planet to planet, from galaxy to galaxy. Some galaxies are weird, and some are really expansive and detailed. There are multiple power-ups to grab, which behave just like the ones found in the 2D Mario games. You'll also find many motion control and Wii pointer levels that really change the gameplay also, similar to the ones found in Super Mario Sunshine. The graphics at the time pushed the Wii to its limit, and the music is absolutely fantastic. So you can imagine how good this game will look with the new remastered enhancements. And well, let's talk about them. The resolution pretty much has been bumped up and looks fantastic, and many of the textures have been slightly upscaled. The game was already in a 16:9 aspect ratio back in the day, but the game could be squeezed if played on a 4:3 display. The cutscenes have also been upscaled too, and look really nice. However, because of how the game was designed with the Wiimote in mind, the Switch would have to accommodate for these mechanics. Galaxy control is excellent. In fact, the analog movement is even better than the Wii version due to no ridges. The Joy-Cons emulate the Wiimote and Nunchuck perfectly. However, Joy-Con drift is just a pain, which is why I prefer to use the Pro Controller instead. The Pro Controller actually works a lot better than I thought it would. You use the motion controls to move the cursor, and then the Y button allows Mario to spin. But you can also whale the controller in the air if you want to do it that way, which is not recommended. In terms of the emulation, I believe Super Mario 64 and Sunshine are emulated, while Galaxy is sort of half emulated and half running natively. But when it comes to emulation, it can be a tough challenge to make the game look perfect without any graphical errors or weird issues. But Nintendo did a great job with making the game as stable and as perfect as they were on the original hardware. Of course, there are probably many weird issues and glitches here and there, but pretty much, they're solid ports of the games, and really great remasters. The menu included in the collection makes it extremely simple to jump into the games. It's not the most flashiest looking menu system by any means, but it is definitely clean and gets the job done. Kirby's Dream Collection still has the upper hand on this one though. Soundtracks for each game are also included in the collection. Not only do we have some iconic tunes, but we even have the full music for some of the cutscenes in games like Super Mario Sunshine. In conclusion, Super Mario 3D All-Stars is a long-awaited dream come true for me and many Nintendo fans. Not only are these games now the definitive official versions, but they are very convenient to access in one collection. Sadly, Super Mario 64 is still in 4:3 aspect ratio, and Super Mario Galaxy 2 is not included. But for what's here, this collection is incredibly worth every penny. And that's why the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection gets a 9.3 out of 10. I would say that this game is an essential for any Switch owner. Just be sure to pick it up as soon as you can. It will be a limited edition product and will be removed from the Nintendo eShop, and physical copies will be discontinued by March 31st, 2021. Which is quite weird. I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe just discontinue the physical copies and just keep it on the Nintendo eShop, but it's definitely a weird situation. But I would recommend not to buy one on eBay. Anyways, that's about it for the video. If you guys did enjoy it, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see future content from me. Are you guys going to pick up this collection, or do you despise it because Super Mario Galaxy 2 is not included? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.